At the most fundamental level, we may ask, what is the life? Even child realizes that a dog or a plant is alive. We recognize life by what living things do. So, what is the living thing? There is no precise definition of what a living thing is. If we were looking for a life in another planet, it is possible we might find something and think it's just a rock. And we know a rock is not a living thing. So, and yet, it might be really alive because we don't have a clear, precise definition of what a living thing is. Our definition in terms of whether human is alive or not has been changed over centuries. In ancient Greek, they defined a live person by looking whether he is breathing or not. Centuries later, they looked to the heartbeat. There are characteristics of living things, and not all living things exhibit all of these characteristics. All living things are made up of cells. Living things require energy in order to remain alive. All living things continuously utilize energy via metabolic reactions. This energy is usually made available by the breakdown of food with the oxygen, and it is called catabolic process. So the catabolic means to break apart. Breaking down food to release energy. Living things exhibit growth and development. Growth results from the accumulation of organic compounds with the organism. So it is the anabolic process. Anabolic means building things up to make it larger. Development is associated with the changes in body shape with the age, like sexual maturation and metamorphosis. Meta means change, morph means shape, so it is the change in shape. The examples could be tadpoles change into frogs. Living things respond to changes in the environment. Living things need to reproduce because all living things die. Living things adapt to changes in the environment. There are two ways to adapt in the environment. The first one is homeostasis. It is the constant state with an individual organism. Homeo means constant, stasis means the state. Living things try to maintain a constant internal balance. For example, when you are in a dark movie theater, pupils of your eye dilate to take more light so you can see better. Or imagine if it's a hot day, you have been sweating more than usual, because sweating is a way of preventing you from overheating. Conversely, if it is a really cold day, you might start to shiver because your body shivers when you need to generate a heat. It is the second way to adapt changes in the environment. A population of organisms adapt to changes in its environment over generations. Unique characteristics of human beings. The first one is the language. We know birds can sing, dogs can bark, dolphins can communicate. They don't even come close to the capacity of the language we as human has. The second one is the culture. Culture is anything we do that monkeys don't. It involves institutions that are associated with human society. And then self-awareness or self-cognition, and capacity to anticipate and plan for the future. Electrons and protons are the building blocks of subatomic particles, and it is the physics. Atoms can join together to form molecules, such as the water molecules, sugar molecules, and it is the chemistry. If you study of molecules in living things, it is the biochemistry. Molecules can join together to form complex structures called organelles, and they are the little structures inside the cell, like mitochondria, Golgi complex. So the cytology studies the organelles and the cells. These cells come together to form tissues. If you study the tissues, it's called the histology. The branch of biology studying organs, organ systems, multicellular organisms are called the anatomy and physiology. Anatomists study the shape and the structure of the organs. Physiologists study how they work and how they function. All living things don't live alone, they live within a group, in a population. The population of organisms, the population of birds, the population of living planets, and so on, live in biotic communities. Biotic means living, so they live in living communities. Biotic communities can be grouped together into much larger than in the ecosystem or biomes. It is a large area with similar climate, similar kinds of plants, and similar animals. All ecosystems of our planet can be collectively grouped together and referred to as a biosphere. Bio means living, sphere means planet or earth, so it is the living earth. And studying of these things are called ecology. Mainly we use the biology in these places, and I grouped it into three categories. The first one is the agriculture and food production. The second one is medicine and nutrition. The third one is the environmental relations. If I would ask you what has mankind benefit by studying biology, I have no doubt that all of you would say the second section, which is medicine and nutrition. We all appreciate medicine, nutrition, and drugs. Some of you would say the third section, which is the environmental relations. It is our understanding of ecology, environment, and what would we do to the earth if we pollute the earth. I actually believe that not single of you would say the first section, which is the agriculture and food production, because we all live in cities and don't think about the farm, agriculture, and food. We don't know where food comes from. We don't really want to know it. But in fact, I would say the greatest benefit of our understanding of biology is the first section, which is the agriculture and food production, because if we don't have a food to eat, nothing else matters. There are over 7 billion people in this planet. At this moment, nearly 1 billion people are starving, and another 1 billion people are malnourished. Even though USA's economy is not great right now, they still are on the top of world's population in terms of wealth and the way they live. Most of the people in Earth are not eating a meat even one time a day. Most Americans eat at least 2 or 3 times meat in a day. That is not a way that most of the world eats. Americans eat too much. Why do they have too much food in USA? Because they have a high level of technology. They know how to produce food that allows them to produce food at a low cost. They can have a food for 99 cents or for $2. Everything could be expensive, houses, cars, but there is only one thing that couldn't be expensive in USA. It is the food. Food is damn cheap in USA. For most people in the world, whatever they make, they spend it on the food. Food represents very small percent of USA's expenses.